Hey, this is ZoWilliams of the Voice of Reason and Zo What Morning Shows here at Dash Radio. Listen, everybody on YouTube, you guys have been a tremendous support for my shows, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in every week and, participating. But I'm serious than a mug. We need your help on the GoFundMe campaign. We really want to do the VOR radio network, and I'm asking you personally, each and every one of you, we're over nearly 24,000 strong here on the channel. We need you to support by donating. Just click that little button down there and it'll take you directly to the GoFundMe campaign. It's gofundme.com/ZoWilliams. Anything you can do is greatly appreciated. It continues our movement. It continues our forward progress. And I appreciate you all who have already donated. If you can do it again, I thank you so much. Thanks again. So what? I'm out.
I'm ZoWilliams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss a woman's ass. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
ZoWilliams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason. Yeah. ZoWilliams. It's Monday, March 20th. Man, let me tell you, once Christmas is over, just the months fly. I mean, because, Christmas is a week later, New Year's. Then after New Year's, it's March. March is almost over.
True.
I mean, it just zips right through. It's crazy, especially if you're busy. If you got shit to do, you just look up and it's like, damn, it's about to be April? We 4 months in? There's only 8 months left in 2017? Okay, Jesus. I mean, it just happens in a blur. Welcome back to the Voice of Reason, listeners. If this is your first time tuning into the Voice of Reason, you already know how we get down. We like to tackle tough relationship topics. And we like to bring people in, interesting people who have interesting perspectives and angles on conversations a lot of us are maybe sometimes uncomfortable in having. So with that said, today's topic is no exception to the rule. Before I even get to the topic, though, I need to promote a couple of things. Frank, I need you to pull up the GoFundMe page. Everybody, get to my GoFundMe page, www.gofundme.com/ZoWilliams. This is how we pay Frank, and this is how we buy and keep new equipment coming in here. This Mevo camera has been fantabulous. We've got another one that we're going to integrate into the production. And we're doing our thing, so we need your support to keep this momentum happening. Also, I'm rocking a couple of things. People keep asking me about this hat.
Yes.
It says Kemet in hieroglyphics, land of the black gods. My homeboy, I've known him for years. He's a great artist. His name is Fakir. He has a company now called Nubia. And Nubia is spelled NUWBIA.com. NUWBIA.com. Please continue to support this brother and his brand. And then, of course, I'm rocking the Superfly. Let me just move this out the way so you maybe just pull this down. Yeah, Ramomar NYC with the matching shirt.
That's fired.
Don't just shit. Just either way, I got wings, nigga. It's good. Ramomar NYC, please continue to support them as well. You already know how I do. I'm an advocate of black businesses, and I love to give them shine on my various platforms. Now that that's out of the way. Oh, wait a minute. I'm bugging. Frank, I need you to put up a picture of the Relationship Dismount book. This is very important. We only have 210 physical copies remaining. Now, we've been selling a lot of these things since, the book came out in July 1st, 2015. And we only have 200 physical copies remaining. The only way to get the physical copies is to go to my website. I am ZoWilliams.com. Frank, can you put up my website and then click the button for them? I am ZoWilliams.com. Click it, show them where it is. If you order it today, I'll mail it out tomorrow. It's really that simple. But if you're a newfangled Generation Nexter, right?
Guilty.
Generation Edge, Generation, what are they? Millennials, and you just want my book on your phone, there's the iBook option, and then there's the Kindle option. Both of those are available. Kindle, The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship, and iBooks, same. So all of that's out of the way now. It's time for this topic. Jesus Christ. Where do I get this stuff from?
I don't know.
No, I heard somebody say this the other day, so I think it was Ms. Lips or something. Yoni rations. Clit-I. The fuck is that? The VAG veto. The vagina veto.
Mm-hmm.
I'm overriding all of this shit. You don't get no pussy if you don't do what I want you to do. Does the manipulative powers of a woman's vagina make her the real hidden hand in intimate relationships?
Yes.
The Vaginal Manipulation Show. Oh my God. Women think they got power. How many brothers? Call me right now, 323-230. 4610. How many brothers have got around that rule?
Ooh.
Oh, I get around the rule all the time.
Do you?
Yes, I am never manipulated by Yoni. 323-230. 4610. Women be pissed off. I can't get him to do what I want him to do.
I mean, we always have other ways.
The cervix sheriff. Is she policing the Yoni?
These nicknames, though.
The woo-ha warden. The pussy penile system. You locked up. You're in clit-I. You don't get none because you're not doing what I want you to do. True or false? Women tend to be more choosy and standardized when it comes to choosing guys to have a relationship with or hook up with. How do people use their personal power to make their relationships abusive or healthy? Are women abusing their pussy powers?
I mean, some are.
I know. You ain't gonna. True or false? Straight women everywhere in relationships have all the power. Eesh. True or false? There's nothing more forceful or intoxicating than the initial sight of a beautifully captivating woman.
True.
And women have power. I see Facebook is live. They're talking about the pussy popo. The pussy popo. Wow. Beautiful women do have power over men.
Mm-hmm.
But do they lose their power once they give us the Yoni? Once the touchdown is scored, you can't unscore it.
True.
Now I'm going to do what the fuck I want.
Maybe.
All of the good behaviors and all of the courtesies and chivalry. Fuck all of that. Well, wait a minute. If it's really good.
Right.
If it's that
Sunshine.
salmon snapback. That. If it's that squirter.
Oh,
That squirt yanker. She yanks you in with it. Bring your ass. If it's that, the power could be quite formidable.
All the power.
Does the power of a woman's sexuality decrease after she's had sex with a man? God gave women the power of sex. Why do women not really know how to use it? Oh, God. True or false? If only women could detach from their feelings of low self-worth and be able to deal with the lust that men have for their appearance, you guys might realize that in heterosexual relationships, you have all the power. Do you believe that's true? She's like, yes, that's religion.
Partially, yeah.
Okay, here we go. True or false? A woman's sexual power declines with age, and a man's appears to increase. The phone lines are open, 323-230-4610. I need to hear from you right now. This shit's about to go bad.
A little bit.
I asked 56 questions, I know. But you get the gist of the framing of the show. Tell them who you are and why you're here.
Oh, today I'm Tiffany Shaw. You can follow me at Shaw Talk TV, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff, Facebook. I have a master's in clinical social work, and I am dismounting from my own relationship. But most importantly, I'm a Christian woman in recovery from sex addiction. So that's my gist today.
Well, tell them everything.
Yeah, just put it all out there.
And what else?
What are we talking about today?
You got some more stuff. Tell them.
What did I miss? What did I miss, though?
The bisexuality part?
Oh, yeah. I'm bisexual, but, you know, as a Christian woman, I try to stick with strictly dickly over here most of the time. But women are beautiful. They're just artistically and physically way more beautiful. They just are.
That's the old James Evans laugh.
Like, men are beautiful from, like, the waist up, you know?
What?
Yeah. Like, abs, all of that, that's great. But the penis is actually physically hideous. It might feel
There are a lot
good,
of
but it
women
looks
out
terrible.
there that will disagree with you.
Oh,
Call
they
me
can
right
disagree.
now, 323-230.
But I say it feels great. It looks terrible. Whereas a woman to stand alone, all in her beautiful glory, is just gorgeous.
I've always been told I have a very attractive penis.
Ooh, yeah. I don't know. Can't yay or nay that.
I'm just saying the word is on the streets. Okay, cool. All right.
What streets?
The words is on the streets right now. No, this is important. Have you ever manipulated a man with your yoni?
Yes.
Was he strong or weak?
All have been weak, yes.
Ooh.
In some way or another. Like, when you figure out what their weakness is, you can use it to your advantage.
She telling the truth.
Yes.
Has it ever not worked?
I think yes, and that's when I realized my relationship was jacked up.
Wait a minute. Your relationship is good if you can manipulate your man?
Not necessarily manipulate, but your mate should be attracted to you. So when you realize, like me, I'm a sex addict in recovery. I have a very high appetite, a high libido. So when I realized my man wasn't really interested when I initiated, I was like, what's up with that? If it's not work or stress or anything else, my attitude or how I'm taking care of the house, what else is it? And it turned out he's shopping outside of the home.
Oh.
Yeah. So then I was like, oh, I lost my power.
Well, could it be that when you do put him in clit-I or on Yoni rations, that you open the door for cheating?
Like, the logic is that my Yoni is so bomb that he has to taste other flavors? That doesn't make no sense.
No. I'm saying when you put him on rations.
Oh, absolutely.
If you're not doing what I want you to do, I'm going to restrict the Yoni flow.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's where most of those women, that's why I don't really use that particular strategy, because if you leave your man's tank full and he go out in the world, he needs to empty it. So I feel like you should leave him on empty every day.
Rodney Perry, where you at? Comedian Rodney Perry just said this on my Facebook Live. He said, now, if that woman is not emptying his nuts, he gonna go somewhere else and get topped off.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you should leave him empty every day, so he's less likely to go out and search for how to empty it somewhere else.
But wait a minute. What happens if a woman is doing that and the man is still going out getting some extra?
That's a reflection of him, not you.
I like that. I like
That's where I'm
it.
at. I'm like, I'm thirsty for it every day. I'm trying to give it to you every day, every which way.
But wait a minute. Let's drill down. Let's drill down on it. How is that merely a reflection of him and not you? You are never off the hook in a relationship.
Okay, true.
There's
So-
something about
right.
you that attracted you to that type of dude.
I mean, that's where we get into the...
Let's drill down.
Does good dick make you stay in a relationship longer than you should? And that was my case. Like, it was good. So I made a lot of excuses to stay.
We got to do that show. Good dick equals, well, what happened was.
Well, what happened was.
Well, what happened was, right?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
I need to understand, though. Do women seek out weaker men so that they can have the majority of the power in a relationship?
I think weak women attempt to seek weak men for that reason, to make themselves feel greater. But as a strong woman, I want a compliment. Like, you can't be a boss with just, a side man. Like Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like, you both got to be bosses. Otherwise, like, the dynamic doesn't work right. So as a strong woman, I'm looking for another strong man so we can compliment, uplift, bring each other up. But yeah, if you're weak, you're going to look for someone else weak so it makes them feel better about yourself.
In what ways do strong women get confirmations from God, from the universe, from whatever you want to call it? How do you get a confirmation that you are in fact a strong woman and not the mask of one?
Oh, that's great.
I tend to ask great questions.
You do. That was great. I'm like, ooh, let me get a second. I can only speak for myself, but my confirmation comes from those who I've genuinely touched. So I don't seek affirmation, but it will come to me unsolicited. I get inbox all the time from students that I help, from people that I've coached. And that's affirmation to me, like, oh, I must be doing it right, because unsolicited, they're giving me affirmation.
Oh, this is beautiful.
That's I can only speak for myself.
This is great. She can only speak for herself. Yoni manipulators, I want to hear from you. Please call us. Yoni Wardens, calling all Yoni Wardens. Please call us 323-230-4610. This is a great topic because a lot of women, I hear them say this amongst themselves. Yes, I'm eavesdropping quite a bit. Women be talking like, yeah, I get him to do what I want him to do, and he think he running shit, but really I am. And that's because of one thing, and it's usually the sex.
Yes.
Is there another type of woman who can get what she wants without putting the yoni on punishment? Somebody said, what is the yoni? Yoni is the Sanskrit word, the Hindu word for pussy. How does Ply say it? Pussy. She put that pussy on a pedestal. I'm sorry. I'm just having a moment.
You are. It was beautiful,
the Sanskrit word for
yes,
the woman's reproductive organs.
Oh,
all right. But seriously, how is there a power that originates from a woman where she doesn't have to put the yoni on punishment and she can still get her man to do things and what is that power?
I believe in positive affirmation. Behavioral train. I have training in like CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, and everybody responds better to positive reinforcement. So I have used the yoni as a tool, but not in a negative way. Like, I don't like to put it on punishment because my libido's high. So if I put you on punishment, I'm putting myself on punishment. Well, we both got to be on timeout. So
self-preservation.
Right.
You're not gonna kill yourself.
Right.
This one
so
here.
I'm all about positive reinforcement. If I want you to do something, I'm gonna incentivize you. So like I'll walk around in the panties and the bra and high heels and be like, oh, today is chores day, and yeah, let's play dirty nanny. I don't care, but you're gonna vacuum the floor and wash these floors with me.
Hey, have any of you guys out there played dirty nanny? Call me right now, 323-230-4610. Listen, positive reinforcement. I always say this.
Right.
When it comes to criticizing, right? I think Big Mama used to say it. You can get more with honey than you can from salt.
Right.
And a lot of times, man, that bitterness shit, man, that entitlement. Do women feel entitled to a man, to a certain type of behavior from a man because they're pretty, because they got the yoni? Let's talk about the female ego.
I mean, yes.
Her foul role in this part.
Definitely pretty girls who have pretty girl mentality, which is because I'm beautiful, I should be treated a certain way. And I think because of that also, men reinforce that. Like, a pretty girl is out, typically 90% of the time I'm going to get treated better or differently than a less attractive female.
Give me an example.
If I'm crying in the street, this has happened to me. I'm crying at Starbucks or whatever, like a coffee shop. I'm crying, right? I've had men literally run up to me and give me their gift card or pay for my drink because I'm crying. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. But if I was a less attractive female,
baby,
that
let me
probably
take care
wouldn't
of that
happen.
frappuccino.
Right. Like, I'm cute and
crying
I'm crying. Even in my ugly cry face, like, they're like, hey, I got you. Don't worry about it.
So you saying, it's Eddie Murphy, the big, fat, nasty, greasy, just mafugly, I'm not getting her coffee. I don't even care what's
You
wrong
might,
with
but
it.
you're a really nice human. You're not the typical, regular, everyday, run-of-the-mill man. You be a particularly good human being. Yes.
Let me ask you a question, because something is telling me that this is going to resonate with you. Does a woman's insanity increase the addictive potency of the Yoni?
Yes, absolutely.
Speak to me about your insanity.
My insanity,
Exactly.
I have an addictive personality. Like, I come from a family of people who struggle with addictions. We inherited high libido. My mama, my grandfather, like, it's real. My brothers. So my insanity comes from, like, lusting. Like, I have a high appetite. And so that insanity, that lust, like, intensifies when I choose you as my mate. Like, and I'm saying, I'm going to be monogamous with you. You're the only penis. Like, that heightens the level of, like, my intensity with you. Like, it brings the relationship to another level because I'm like, I chose you out of all these other penises.
So you better have that motherfucker on deck and at attention.
Right. Like, I committed to this one. I could have all of these fishes and I chose yours.
Who told women that pussy was that important?
Me and my mama. Like, I'll be honest.
I just want you to go deeper into the history of it.
Well, I mean, look at Adam and Eve even. Like, you know, if you're trying to be a conservative Christian person or believer, you just believe, like, we were created to be helpmates to man. But helpmate in what? Like, you helpmate in reproduction, helpmate in sexuality. Like, yeah, men can masturbate, but they're not going to plant the seed they're intended to plant if they're just shooting blanks by themselves. They need a woman even in intimacy and sexuality. So, like, we were given that power to be their complements even in sex.
So when did you guys learn to corrupt your power?
It was the first way women made income. Like, we're talking thousands of years ago. The number one way women learned to make money is prostitution.
Right. So you saying prostitution corrupted the woman?
I mean, I'm not mad at a lady who sells her Yoni. I'm more mad at these girls out here selling it for Applebee's versus just a flat rate.
Shit.
Like, trying to be mad when someone calls them a hoe, but you out here tricking for Applebee's and Cheesecake Factory.
She kind of telling the truth right now.
I'm just saying, like, women get really mad, but I was like, when someone back in the day called me a hoe, I might really be like, well, maybe. Maybe. No.
But what about shifting from helpmate to manipulative Svengali? Now your man's a puppet because of the
I
Yoni.
honestly think the history came from when men decided to use masculinity and women as supposing to be submissive is when women started using sex as a way to manipulate. When men started saying, you're supposed to be submissive to me as my helpmate, women are like, well, I'm going to use the one thing I got, which is sex, to put you back in balance.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me women, brothers, listen. Are you telling me that there are women out there who use submission as a weapon of manipulation in their relationship?
Well, I think there's men who use
She just told us that.
submission. I think there's men who use the reasoning that women are supposed to be submissive
Are you about to justify?
as a weapon, and then women as like a counter weapon use sex.
Well, okay, I wasn't even asking about the history of the counter weapons or anything like that. I just
That's the war
see, this is
of
what
sex.
women be doing.
Come on.
This is the bullshit. I asked you to tell the truth. Do y'all use, yes or no?
Okay.
I got to fucking nail this shit down in order to get the truth. Do y'all use the justification for why
No,
we
yes,
use
women use submission as a weapon in relationships, absolutely. To play the victim. I will admit some women do that. Yeah, like, you told me to submit, or I was trying to be submissive, and then I did
I don't
this.
know if y'all didn't catch that bar. That was a
Yes, I
bar.
Hey, I'm here to tell the truth.
Okay, so give us the tips on how to recognize her disingenuous ass. Go deeper.
tips to recognize her disingenuous.
Because you're a woman. You can see.
I am.
You know how women say, y'all miss a lot.
You do.
Men, we just be like, oh, yay. Yeah, later on. That shit gonna happen, huh? We miss a tremendous amount. Give us some of the signs.
Okay, so I genuinely am the person who typically does not have a taste for when it's dinner time. And if I do have a taste for what I want to eat, I will just let you know. But a disingenuous woman is the girl who's always like, you pick where we go. You pick where we go. But then when the argument comes and she's like, I always let you pick where we go. That's disingenuous. Like, you just do that so you have a reason to come back and throw it at me. And that's any scenario, whether it's picking the restaurant, what you want to do, where you live, what you want to, accomplish in life. Like, if she's always like, let's just do what you want to do, that's really disingenuous. Because if you meet a person who really doesn't have any clarity in anything they want to do, well, one, that's a bogus bum person. Or two, they're being disingenuous to set you up to manipulate you later.
Wow. I know everything's on a bell curve. I know we judge everything on a bell curve. Yeah. Really, really good women on the far end. Really, really good men on the far end. The mass of mediocre, regular motherfuckers is in the middle. And then really, really strange, dangerous, fucked up people are on this end.
Yes.
Be honest. How many women are using submission as a manipulative tool to get what they want?
I mean, there's probably a good portion of the people in the middle because that's what they've been taught. Especially, I did not grow up in the Black community, but my experience with Black women
keep justifying it. I just
is that I'm just saying that's what I've witnessed is that a good portion of Black women have used it as a tool.
Wow. And then ladies don't want to call in and be honest.
Hey, I give you permission. You can call in and yell at me. That's okay. I can take it.
I love it. I'm sitting here going through these questions, right? They say men date based on women being attractive.
Right.
Woman got to be attractive.
Right.
And they say men do that more so than women. But I believe that whoever did that research is lying. Because look at the nature of women in general. It's all fucking smoke and mirrors. Some of the makeup tips. My daughter was watching a video with Michael Jackson. I think it was, what video was it? It was Prince. And she was like, hey, his eyes are smoked. I said, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What is that?
For makeup.
I don't know what that
Prince
is.
was gorgeous.
But she said it was smoked. I don't know what that is.
Smoky eye.
Women are wearing masks. They wearing high heels. They wearing fake hair. The new ass is in the building now. The new tits is in the building. It's a lot of Oscar Goldman, bionic woman, Jamie Summers type women running around this motherfucker.
Men also have an advantage, though, because all of your clothes are tailored to hide any imperfections. It's easier for you to hide imperfections. I know I got bamboozled by my soon-to-be ex. When our first date, he said some words to me. He's like, you sound real superficial. Because I was like, oh, yeah, I typically date athletic builds. That was just what I had dated. And he smirked and he laughed. Later, I found out why, because he certainly was not that.
He was skinny fat?
But I don't even know if skinny fat's the appropriate term, because I hate skinny fat girls. But
he had fussle. He was fat and muscle.
No, he had a man muffin top, and he still does. He always be like, when I was young, I was like, you were only 22 when I met you. What do you mean when I was young? Like, when you were 17, you had a six-pack? Like, come on.
Oh
so, like, God. Men just hide it, too, because your clothes are, like, kind of just ingenuously already made that way.
So you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing a lot of excuses.
But yeah, as women, it's super a show.
But
it's also kind of natural. It's counter-natural for us women to wear makeup and be beautiful for men. All mammals, men are supposed to attract women. Peacocks, lions. Like, if you look at them, it's the men's job.
We supposed to be fly.
You're supposed to be fly. Even if you look at it, I'm like, men, I'm always like, do you wax your eyebrows? They're like, no, it's just naturally that bomb. Because you're supposed to impress us.
So are you saying that women who dress up are actually trying to be like men? Because I'm confused.
Yes. Like, it's unnatural for us to be the ones trying to impress you.
So you're supposed to really be unimpressive, and we're the ones with the feathers.
That's why our yoni is so strong. We ain't supposed to do anything and you still want it. Yes.
Y'all got to call in and shut this shit down. I can't do it myself.
Look at a lion. A lion, she just be roaming in the African Serengeti, just roaming, chilling, minding her business, and the lion's just chasing her. Why? Because she's a beast. She's the one that catches the food and tears it up and brings it home. He's just there looking pretty.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You got the whole lion story backwards.
I mean,
do you know a male lion who has a pride sleeps most of the day because he got to fight everybody?
But I'm okay with you having to fight.
He got to fight other male lions to protect his pride.
Which is true, because his pride is like 23 chicks.
Some motherfucking water buffalo and make sure I'm full around this bitch. You know, it's a nigga it's another lion right down the way. Nigga got a dark-skinned mane. This nigga ready for this work. I got to be ready for this nigga. They coming.
But if that's how male and female relationships were in our society, things would be okay. But that's not it. That's not how it's working.
You be playing.
I'm just saying.
I thought you was going to be honest about the VAG veto.
I mean, the VAG veto is just sad. Women use it every day. I say 80% of women use it.
Well, let me say this.
And I wish they didn't.
I'm going to go back to this original question then. Have women adapted this because they want to feel powerful or more powerful than men? So they would seek out, say, a weaker man so they could feel this power. But doesn't this ultimately lead to unfulfillment?
Yes.
Say more. Let's see what kind
the
of
woman who
truth comes.
uses the yoni to manipulate a man because she wants to have power, what eventually happens is she feels that power, then she, gains whatever false or true hope or strength that she has and realizes that that man is too weak. And then she's going to want to shop for someone who's actually strong. So she
While
uses
she's still punking his ass.
Yep.
Wow.
Like, that's the most typical scenario. She's like, oh, now I'm feeling myself. But this dude's really a punk. Let me move along to someone who's better. Because you can only handle a punk for so long, or you just keep punking him. Like, those are the options.
Are y'all listening?
Like,
I hope I hope men are listening. I try to do these shows because I want, like, my sons to listen.
Right.
So they can understand, like, it's really a game out here.
It is.
And then at the next level of pussy punking, you getting punked by the yoni. You getting pussy punked right now. The next level is, number one, I'm not fucking no broke nigga.
Ouch.
But yet, I'm not a hoe.
So Yoni has standards?
That ain't a standard. That's a price. We got no difference from standards and pricing.
No, it's the same. Standard price, equivalence, exchange.
No.
But again, so one, those girls are just in denial. I'm hurt everybody's feelings. If you put a price on your Yoni, whether it's what he makes in a salary, what kind of car he drives, where you go to dinner, like, you really aren't any better than a prostitute.
But see, this is why I come back. You go back to, what's my guy?
That's why I at least appreciate
what's my guy?
Because I'm like, you put a price on it.
You go back to Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor said the classic joke. You ain't said nan joke. I ain't seen you in here writing these jokes. If a woman were to tap into the spiritual power behind the yoni, because there is a spiritual element to the yoni, there is a spiritual element to the law of attraction and the one physical thing that brings procreation into life, which is sex. Sex has a spiritual abundance attracting kind of quality.
Right.
But it only magnetizes who the fuck you are. So if you're a greedy, needy, low self-esteem, prostituting yourself ass motherfucker, the pussy is the Stargate. Ask yourself a question. You balling, you get with a woman, and all she can do is talk about what she can get from you. She may not say, what can I get from you? She may just position herself in a way to be in constant receiving mode from you. Is that a prostitute? I'm just asking.
Yes.
Say more, please.
Again, anytime you're exchanging your yoni for something, that's prostitution. Like, that is the definition of prostitution. Now, the problem with you accepting that and owning that is your own problem. That's a self-reflection situation. But pretty much anybody, especially here in LA, if you're dating and there's a price on when you have sex with someone and you're just not letting it happen organically, you are now a prostitute, males and females.
You know what I find? It's like a LA graveyard of bad bitches from the past.
Jeez.
I just gotta be real. I know so many formerly bad bitches who overpriced the yoni.
And now they out in the market?
It's not just about the pussy or your aesthetic.
Right.
There's more to it than just beauty and pussy.
So that's why you have to be, you have to be the full package. They talk about the triple threat. You have to have like a personality, charisma, skills, something going for you.
And then skills does not always equate to degree.
No.
Schooling. Right? Skills could be
an asset you bring to the relationship, whether it's you pump him up, you motivate him, whatever it is, something else besides just your yoni and what you look like.
It's I got a recipe from my great grandmother how to cook hot water cornbread. As Lav Love, comedian Lav Love, in a skillet, a cast iron skillet. I know how to do that. Right? Can you imagine if women tapped into the hidden power of the yoni to magnetize the higher quality in the man that they're dealing with?
Then you'd have me. No.
Flip it backwards. Most women don't even realize that they can't even get to that power until they first clean out all the bullshit that's in them.
Well, that's a difficulty.
So you come into the relationship with expectations that are centered around maintaining whatever wounds you have.
Right.
Maintaining your current coping mechanism.
Right.
I'm just saying, go deeper. Then somebody said, what's the number? 323-230. 4610. That's 323-230-4610. So if the majority, and oh God, I was talking about this in the holographic relationship book that's coming. When I tell you that book right there is hot monkey lava. Oh God. I just can't wait until it comes. And as a matter of fact, when we launch our new website, we have a pre-order page where people can pre-order. It's really about to go down in the town. It's really hot monkey grease. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Welcome to the Voice of Reason. Speak on it.
Man, I can't believe I actually got through. That's what's up.
What's happening, PN?
What's going on, man? What's going on? This is Furion from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Lawrenceville, calling in. You just said something that really kind of confirmed for me what I've been kind of saying to my friends and stuff for the past few months is I feel like a woman needs to know how to speak to a man's soul.
Oof.
And how you were saying that about it's almost like motivation. Let's say you got a guy, right? He doodles, he draws something like that.
Wait, hold on. Let me interrupt you. real quick. I'm gonna let you finish your thought. But goddamn it, I ain't your mama. I ain't supposed to be lifting you up and shit. You should be able to.
But that's bullshit.
That's exactly what a woman was created for, to be your helpmate, to build you up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what a woman is. That's bullshit. That is selfish bullshit at that.
Oof.
Yes.
There we
go.
Now
what are you there for?
What? Why are you here?
Why are you here? Exactly. Why are you here?
I'm going to tell you why she here. I'm going to tell you why she there. I'm going to tell you why she there. She waiting on you to reach your potential so she could reap the benefit.
Ooh, burn.
She not dating you, nigga. She dating your potential.
She dating your potential, yeah. And I heard you say that a lot. I said that a lot. And that's a lesson I had to learn the hard way, unfortunately. But I was saying, like, let's say you got a dude who can draw something like that, and, his girls see that, she should, speak that to him, saying, like, hey, maybe you should try to sell some of your artwork or something like that. That kind of motivation where he'd be like, oh, maybe I could.
Right. Hey, you know what? Why don't we get together?
Right.
and paint some shit together. I don't know how to paint, but maybe you, in your infinite great talent, brother, can tutor me. Because I don't know anybody as good in art as you are.
Right.
Come on, brother.
That's just feeding the male ego, really.
Yeah, that dick hard. Your dick hard now.
That's the key to life right there. Feeding the ego.
I think a dude really, he wants to always seem cool in his woman's eyes. He wants to be like, oh yeah, I'm that nigga in his woman's eyes. So if she knows how to feed his ego in that sense, he like, oh yeah, shit, I'm the shit. She think I can draw? I'm gonna draw my ass off.
Or watch this. Hey nigga, you know you're getting older. How the fuck long you gonna be drawing? You might need to transition from this hobby.
Right.
The motherfucking dream killer.
I think it's time to let her go at that point.
Well, what I talk about is like helping someone distinguish if your passion is meant to make you money or if you're meant to make money so you can do your passion. So that's what I encourage men about. Like, if you're really passionate about drawing, are you so good that we want to pursue getting your own studio or you do animation or whatever? Like, I'll be your teammate. Like, let's get a website. Let's get you a better job. Or do we have that conversation about, like, I really want to encourage you in that, boo, but maybe you go get a good paying job so you can do the studio stuff and the artistic stuff on the side.
But see, that's
how you build them up. Like, let me meet you where you're at and build you up with what makes sense within the relationship.
And I got your back with this. Yeah. Limitedly, like a limited way, right? And I'm going to tell you why. Because corporate America.
Right.
Like, people don't think corporate America infiltrates their intimate relationships.
But it does.
But it does.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, there's no room for the pursuit of purpose in corporate America, in capitalistic America, if it doesn't lead to bread.
Right.
And then there's a silent timer on how long you should be developing this shit.
Right.
Now, it's been 3 years, my nigga. This shit's waning, my nigga. This shit is really waning.
But then you go pull the look at Kevin Hart. Took him 20 years.
And then women will argue with me and say, that's not prostitution. That is prostitution when you break up with a soulmate for somebody else with a better job.
I mean, it happens.
That's the very definition.
That is the definition of prostitution.
Get your hoish ass out of here. Oh, I'm sorry. Who wants to, hey, man, I appreciate the call. Thank you so much for reaching out. Hey, you brought wisdom to the table, homeboy. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, man.
All right.
Ooh, shit. This is fire. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name? Welcome to the Voice of Reason.
Yeah, it's Randy in Cincinnati.
Hey, what up, Randy? What's happening, mate?
Hey, what's going on?
I'm sorry you guys lost yesterday. You didn't think I was going to let you get away with that, right? The Bearcats, UCLA. I just thought I'd represent real quick.
I don't even watch basketball.
What up, bro?
Not much. When I'm sitting here listening to this, and it's interesting because you got a lot of guys out here, and I think the bulk of the guys out here are like beta guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to get pussy out of a woman, get sex from the woman. So the woman already feels like most of these guys are trying to get something out of her. So that allows her to have the ball in her court all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got the kind of man that feels like, let's say you feel like you're giving the woman something, or the way you run the game is that I don't think there's anything wrong with showing the woman how much you want her or how much you like her and all of that stuff, right? But at the same time, there's a fine line between that and demonstrating that and letting her and kind of influencing her or getting her to want you the same way. You know what I mean? It got to be mutual. If it don't really work like that, then it's always going to be like a trick hoe type of thing. You know what I mean? Where you trying to get something out of the girl. But if you flip it to where it's like, you know, you want to make sure that it's genuine, because the disingenuous stuff you brought up, that's like a whack relationship. I think that's set up to crash and burn.
Right. No, that's real. And it goes back to what Veronica talks about all the time. Hey, Randy, thank you so much for the call, man. We appreciate it. Ladies, don't be fucking afraid to call? There's a woman here who will side with you. I know you're looking for commiseration.
Commiseration.
Let's commiserate together against Zoe and his evil talking. Right? All I'm saying, ladies, be honest. Veronica talks about it all the time when she talks about thought partnership in a relationship. Y'all can't build an immaculate relationship reality if you come in wanting him to save you from you.
Right.
Whatever bullshit that you and your daddy got going on, it's not his responsibility to heal that.
Right.
In a way, it makes you relationship unworthy if you haven't dealt with that first.
Right.
But here's the magic of relationships. It is the perfect place to go get that worked on.
True.
You think you running. The relationship is saying, please come here so I can fix this.
No, it's so true. But they're like, it's finding that soft spot, like the gray zone, the comfortable gray zone of like, I'm not coming broken because I'm just looking for you to fix me. But I'm coming to a place where I acknowledge like my wounds are now healed. The Band-Aid's off. I acknowledge what they are, but here I am. And then y'all can build what that looks like together. There's a difference and there's like a soft spot in that versus it's coming broken and thinking someone's going to save you.
But you know what's so beautiful about healing in relationship and having the right partner? It's about openness to a potentially divergent perspective. Watch what I mean. I don't want you to save me or to protect me, but I'm open to your observations of me.
Right.
So now that turns your partner, male and female, into what the word guru means. Mm-hmm. Not somebody to be worshipped, but a dispeller of darkness. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is what I look like when my light reflects off you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for this experience, brother. Namaste, my nigga. And I'ma stay with you. Namaste, and I'ma stay. But far too often, just like the European white man will go into ancient East somewhere, just like the Iron Fist, Marvel Iron Fist. This is a white man gonna go over there, and out of all the motherfuckers over there already that's being trained, your white ass turned out to be the Iron Fist. Okay, cool. So what they do is they go over to the East and pick and choose which parts of this higher self-mastery shit they want to commoditize. Mm-hmm. Look at yoga.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Look at all this shit is commoditized. So that's the same thing that happens in the relationship.
Right.
There's elements of you that I want to fuck with.
Right.
There's just pieces of you that I don't want to fuck with all of you. Because all of you is going to reveal all of me. Amen. And I'm not trying to be revealed this evening. Mm-hmm. Nigga, I'm trying to escape this feeling. I'm not trying to heal the feeling. Why? Because the feeling is me. It is my identity. Mm-hmm. That's who I identify with now.
Right.
I'm a... What? I'm a survivor.
Oh, goodness.
Ooh, speak on it. I'm setting you up. Go ahead.
You are setting me up. But weirdly enough, it flips around to the other side. Like if for like, okay, I'm transitioning, I'm dismounting now. And that's what I realized is the person I was with actually never liked me, like at my core. You know, there was something, you know, when you look at people say like, oh, I was too much for you. And it's true. Like this person didn't actually like all of me, but he liked certain parts of me and tolerated me for those parts. The fact that I am an elevator, I'm a multiplier, I'm gonna lift you up, I'm gonna push you. But that, like you said, when you look in the mirror, it reflects. That's also what he hated about me, because as I'm reflecting and uplifting and motivating, when he didn't meet those certain marks, he hated it.
Well, now the bigger question is, what did you hate about yourself?
Right, And
that
for
magnetized him.
Yeah. So the thing that I hated about myself is that I have this history because I'm such a multiplier, because I'm such a giver. When you're such a giver, you tend to attract a lot of takers. And so that's the thing that I disliked about myself is that I have a history of attracting takers. And in all of that, I missed that he was the major taker.
I'm not going to let you slide. Yeah. I can't. You got to go deeper. Because there's something in you. Like, I think it was Claudia Jordan many, many years ago. I did a show called Relationship Currencies. Right. And I was trying to explain that there are more types of currency in relationship than money.
Oh, yeah. We're not talking money at all.
And there are certain currencies in relationships that are worth more than money. You could have all the fucking money in the world and still lack more valuable currencies, and the relationship is fucked up. So she was like, well, if a woman is raped by somebody, did she attract a rapist?
She might have. Yeah.
And then what I said was, I said, you have to understand spiritually and energetically what's happening.
Right.
And I did this elaborate metaphor. And sometimes the metaphors just people get lost. I don't know. She's very smart. I'm not saying she got lost, but a lot of people. So I'm going to do it another way. Lighthouse. A lighthouse. What is a lighthouse's job? What is the purpose of a lighthouse?
To illuminate.
There's the fog and there's ships. Relationships passing in the night. Okay. There's fog and there's ships. We're coming into land. We can't see the land. The lighthouse's job is to show you, oh, if I can see the lighthouse, that means land is not far. It guides you into shore safely. Name 3 qualities about your character right now.
Oh, they're going to be obnoxious, strong, positive, and outgoing.
Name 2 more. I know you got a few.
I have a ton. I'm charismatic and I'm bubbly.
Bubbly?
Bubbly's great.
Give me some more. She's intelligent.
Oh, my goodness. This is awkward on air. Nobody was trying to inflate themselves on air. I'm educated. I'm intelligent. I'm a scholar. I study for myself.
Wow. Ooh. Hey, let's look at all of these as within the spectrum of visible light. Right?
Right.
Name 3 negative, challenging qualities within your being.
Oh, negative. I talk a lot.
Not negative enough. Not nearly negative enough. Come on. That's like narcissism. Everybody's got it. You got to give us one that's really good. Stop playing.
Negative. Oh, that's rough.
See how difficult it is for people to really face down the real shit?
No, the real stuff is overbearing. Like, I'm OCD.
Wow. Here we go.
Yeah, so I'm OCD. I'm overbearing. And I'm not like that flexible in my personal life. Like out here in the world, I'm like super like with it. But in my life, I like routine and
inflexible.
Yeah.
Rigid. Oh God. And that's opposite of spiritual. Rigidity is the opposite of spiritual because spirit flows.
Right.
The Tao, the way, it flows. Where there's rigidity, the way is blocked. So I'm not even going to peel back deeper because I already know there is some darker, murkier shit that you refuse to just give up. Right. And I thought you was going to tell the truth, but you lied. Okay, cool.
Oh, no, like the real truth. I mean, I'm a sex addict, but that comes from like I'm a 3-time survivor of sexual abuse and rape. Like, so I have those layers of like, I love sex, but I've also been abused by people with sex. So I'm always like balancing, like, how do I get what I need, which is sex, without getting hurt by sex?
See, this is beautiful now. Now we're in beauty world.
Yeah. And that's what I talk about. Yeah.
So watch this. In the human being, we can say all human beings are lighthouses.
Right.
With visible light, visible to the eye, your good qualities, and invisible light. X-rays, gamma rays, right? The ultraviolet rays that are invisible to the naked eye.
Right.
Those same lights aspire to be visible lights. So your negative traits work just like a lighthouse to attract the buster to you. A beacon for busters.
A beacon for busters.
Unresolved issues. And how do you resolve them? In the crux of relationship.
Yes.
It was Carl Jung who said, the conscious, the unconscious, is trying to get to the surface, to the conscious, so it can work itself out through conflict in relationship.
Yes.
You got so many motherfuckers running around here in Walt Disney style thinking that their relationships are supposed to be fantasies and bastions of unadulterated happiness.
False.
And any perturbation or disruption is somehow unhealthy.
Wrong. I tell people all the time, the greatest thing my grandmother ever told me about marriage, her secret to surviving really like one of the most intense marriages I've ever heard of. Jealousy and just poverty and just 7 children. When I asked her, like, how did you survive 49 years before my grandfather died? You know, how did you make it? And she said, the real key is you will not always like each other, but you should always love each other.
Wow.
And that really has saved me from being like romanticized as much as I love Disney movies, just like The Next Little Girl and Princesses and all that. Like, it helped me realize that is not the truth. You know, even J-Lo has said that's why some of her relationships don't work, is because she does like the romanticism of everything.
Right.
And when that fades, so does the relationship. I'm like, well, then you're never going to have a healthy relationship
Not gonna
because
be
it's
happy.
not all beautiful all the time.
It's not going to be happy.
You're going to disagree. Things are going to get tense. But can you get through the tension? Can you get through disagreement?
Ladies, manipulating your man with your pussy will not keep your wounds safe.
No, not at all.
It's just not gonna happen.
No.
Okay,
if anything is gonna make them deeper.
Say more.
Because
say more about that
use
process.
Sex as a tool, and then either like for me, like I thought I was giving it all the time, and I still got hurt. Like, if that's the only tool you have in your toolbox and it falls short, you're going to, self-destruct. You're going to realize the systems in which you're working don't work, and that's maladaptive. And then you're going to do things that don't work, like drug addiction and, self-corruption. So I really challenge, specifically women, I just challenge women to have more in your toolbox than just sex. Because again, that's going to lead to just unhealthy, unbalanced relationships.
Give me 3 things they need in their toolbox right now. Barring sex, what 3 things they need in their toolbox right now? Go deeper.
Learning the male vocabulary of respect. Every man has been like, oh, that was so disrespectful, or you can't disrespect me. So the number one thing I ask most men when I meet them is like, what is your definition of respect? Because sometimes as women, we do things to men that we had no idea, like, that was so disrespectful. Because if we did it to our female friend, it wouldn't mean nothing. So like learning that man, that individual, every individual man in your life's definition of respect, so you don't disrespect him, is probably the number one thing you can put in your toolbox.
I fucking love it.
Yeah. The second one, which I don't have down, so my excuse is that I cook paleo, so I'm working on it, is cooking. So cooking does make most men very happy. Very happy. Right. So mine, I usually just win them with I try, and then you can tell me if it's boo-boo later. Like, at least I try. So yeah, food really does win men. And if you're not willing to cook it, I always be willing to pick it up. So I'd always be like, what do you want tonight? And I'll pick it up. The queen of takeout. Okay.
The first one was deep as fuck. The last 2 was cool.
But men love women who can cook. They really do.
We do.
You do.
I got a cousin whose wife, they're divorced now, but she never cooked for him, and he was really pissed off about it.
Right.
He was really
angry.
He was really pissed off about it. Yeah. Caller, you're on the line. Welcome to the Voice of Reason. What's your name and where you calling from? Holla at me.
Hey, what's going on? It's Jack from Honolulu.
Honolulu! Aloha! What's happening, man? Speak on it, bro.
Not much. Hey, I think the lady spoke to something important. Sometimes women use their yoni because I want to say it's fear-based. And I was kind of watching something yesterday on a young woman talking about how, like, women feel like they have to, like, sex is their greatest tool in order to keep the man, and what else do they bring to the table? And that's also a double-edged sword because sometimes that's all that the man is bringing to the table.
Yes.
Yes.
That was hot monkey grease. I can't be mad at you.
Right.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the call all the way from Honolulu. That was real spit. Who else wants to participate? He brought his city into the building. Honolulu, Hawaii. Brought them into the building. Do you want to bring your city into the building? Call us right now, 323-230-4610. I got to say Honolulu again. I got it right that time. Anyway, call us. Let us know what you're thinking about. We're talking about Yoni punishment. Using your Yoni to manipulate your relationship. Are you punking your man? He didn't take out the trash, so he don't get sex? Wow. This is crazy right now. Somebody call us, 323-230-4610. We have a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name and where you calling from? Get at me.
Yo.
Miss Lips.
Hey. Girl, Miss Lips.
Oh, yeah. Speak on it, Miss Lips.
Yes, I have used my Yoni for evil many times. And, you know, the fact that I know that makes me a better woman of today. And I'm paying for...
Is she breaking up? Miss Lips, you breaking up. Stand outside on your balcony.
Okay. Let me, can you hear me now?
I got you now. Let's go, Miss Lips. Speak on it.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to tune in and tell you guys that, you know, the Yoni out here is definitely very evil. You know, especially the young girls. They manipulate by Instagram and booty pics. You know, the booty right now, because, you know, women always had ass. You know, now it's super ass. You know, and if you got a super ass, men just always want to get some of that super ass Yoni. That shit just makes you good. But after you get the ass, what's the conversation after the ass?
Right.
Like, is there breakfast included with this ass? Like, after the weed, is dick included with the weed? Like, we have to ask these questions.
And you know what? You saying some real heavy shit.
Well, it sounds like negotiating.
Let me just tell you, some women are aware of what they lack. Okay. There are a lot of women who are unaware of what they lack, and the same applies to men. Mm-hmm. But when a woman knows she's out of her league, so to speak, you'll see her trying to compensate in other ways. And sometimes that compensation turns into annoyance for men. So if you're a beautiful woman and he's having sex with you, and then you try to get deep, say he's a philosopher, and you sound like Dr. Seuss.
Stay in your lane. It's like girls that don't stay in their lane.
Right.
Know where you lack. Yes.
And men
but
too.
You have to have.
Go ahead, babe.
But then, okay, when you fucking with a 4, because I like to put the metaphor on the number ratio. If you fucking with a 4 bitch, and if you're a 9 nigga, you're gonna have to have some responsibility fucking with that 4 or take a straight L, because a lot of niggas are taking straight L's fucking with these 4s because they having babies with these bitches.
Wow.
Like, and this gets to the point where all they have to say, oh, she had a big old ass. Because I done had so many homies that said, yo, I regret that.
Mm-hmm. It's happened to me.
Regret that.
Yeah, I've been there.
Hell yeah.
I had the baby mama conversations rub me kind of the wrong way, because I'm like, if you know you was messing with the girl just for the booty, why are you mad that she's being petty now? Like, Jesus. You knew the only thing she has going for her is the booty.
Gosh.
But you're mad because you want her to be responsible and mature about how you handle child support. Like, these two things are oxymoron.
Gosh,
like, the only thing she has to negotiate with is her Yoni, and that's what she's using.
And the whole thing of that, she knows that she's conquering with that fat booty. See, we have to understand, even as a man,
a fat, curvy ass is damn near undefeated.
It is.
Exactly.
BBD told us.
I keep mine covered most of the time because I'm not trying to deal with it all day.
BBD told us, never trust a big booty and a smile.
No.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's why you got situations where women is paying $3,000 around income tax time and getting booty filters and tummy tucks in the alley and dying because this shit is real in Atlanta. Them women get money. Like, I was in Scottsdale, Arizona, and all these tricks. Oh my God. I was feeling like I'm a pimp. Like, I was looking at bitches. They looked at toe up, but they had an ass, and these niggas was tricking off. I was just like, wow, this is crazy.
All the
but
faces.
you have to be strong as a man and say, you know what, that ass is just not enough. That pussy is not enough. And if it is, pay for it and get on.
Right. And that does speak to male strength, but there's also male strength in terms of resisting the physicality of women. But you also have to remember there's this misnomer about the male's responsiveness to the female body.
Right.
And the misnomer is men are out of control. They just can't handle themselves.
That is the misnomer.
And watch this. The flip side of that is, when are you going to grow up and settle down? As if wanting a gang of women is somehow immature. When a man can simply say, I'm a fucking man. And the way you women, there's some women out there who really freak out on the female body. You mentioned it before.
So beautiful.
A young, badass woman, even women be like, God damn, that bitch is bad.
Right.
Yes.
So y'all get to do it and then turn around and say, we're immature for doing. We're men. Right. We're supposed to bug out when she bad.
I say I don't get frazzled by people bugging out. There's a difference between liking to look at it and insisting on having sex with everyone you see.
Hey, but men are not like that.
I didn't say
women,
men or women.
First
I'm just
off,
saying there's a huge difference, and that's where I start having conversations with people like, okay, if you've smashed over 200 females, that means you probably come in contact with like 1,000 humans. You know how exponents go. Come on now.
Hold on, shit.
Like,
we got to make this shit right.
Women
We got to make this
women
shit.
numbers are way higher.
We got to make this shit right.
They're equal. We just don't talk about it. Adults just aren't having adult conversations and being honest about their numbers.
Women be cocking up dicks.
Yes.
And then women got the pussy odometer always getting rolled back.
Yes.
And that's because of society.
Absolutely, because there is a double standard, honestly, on, women who have had multiple partners and men who have had multiple partners. And so I to counteract that, because I was always really aware of it, but I also am like, I'm a sex addict, but I want to be safe about this. I did what a lot of women, I think, do and don't talk about, which is I started like my safety roster. So instead of just blowing through a new penis every day, like guys tend to do, they just get a new one every day. I have a homie who's probably smashed over like 300 females because he just wants a new flavor ice cream every day. I'm like, how about you just pick your favorite flavors and you lock them in? So me, I was like, I had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
You had
know what I'm
6
saying?
dicks.
And that's what men need.
And then you just keep that roster.
A weekly 6-pack of dicks.
That would be like my choices. It didn't mean I hit them every day.
You's a cold piece of work, my
But I'm just saying, like, because then if I wanted to, I could, and it felt safe because my number on my list, my roster wasn't going up. So yeah, I might have more options, I have more flavors, but I'm using those same flavors consistently. So now instead of saying, like, if I'm a dude who's having a different girl every day, now you had 100, I'm like, well, I just have 6.
Sounds like a coping mechanism to me.
Definitely it was.
Miss Lips.
Definitely was.
You're still sleeping with them hundreds of women, though.
No, yeah,
Miss
every
Lips.
woman they come in contact with, yes. So the exponent is
Miss
still
Lips.
there. But that's what I'm saying, as a coping mechanism to justify what a lot of women do. That's how they do it.
Got it. Miss Lips, I appreciate the call. Thank you so much, baby girl. We got to run.
All right.
Wow, that was good.
I call
Miss
it safety
Lips.
roster.
A safety roster. That shit sounds crazy. Listen, a safety roster. Let's go deeper.
Because then they're good. Kind of have like a tryout. You pick the good ones that are going to satisfy you. Because that's the thing with a lot of women. I know that is, you don't want to add a number and regret it. You don't want to like actually let someone up in there and then it not be good.
But do you see, I'm listening to all of this in the framework as a coping mechanism. You have to deal with the stigma of having as many dicks as you want.
Right.
Being called a whore.
Exactly.
So now I got to put a 6-pack of dicks in rotation.
Right.
Safety dicks, it's like a whole framing around it.
A whole strategy.
Fuck, women can't even be free sexually.
No, not at all.
Wow.
So we find ways to kind of do what we want, but still within like the framework of society. Like my number is definitely not as high as anybody would remotely guess when they hear I'm a sex addict in recovery. There's just no way they'll guess it.
Women have a lot to deal with. I'm peeping it right
It's
now,
true.
like in real time. Like women got to deal with some shit.
Even just saying 6 dicks, some right now are home like, what? Knowing you had like 32. Come on now.
Right.
So, trying to judge me.
Right.
And I admit I had a
Right.
Monday through Saturday.
Listen, when I talk to women and they're not honest about their number,
Right.
it's hard for me to fathom that the majority of women I talk to all got a really low number. And I'm saying, you know how many bitches I fucked?
Lies.
Just on GP fuck. Hey, and hey. Just on GP fuck.
Yeah, women don't get that luxury.
And I know that I didn't run across you before, but you've been a GP fuck many, many, many times.
Oh, me?
No.
Oh, I was like, what?
I'm just saying the women.
Oh, like you come across. You're not the first GP fuck.
You've had a gang of GP fucks.
Because you sending out GP vibes.
I'm just saying, man. This shit right here is hot than a motherfucker. Where did Nick go? Huh? Oh, he had to move his car. This shit is crazy. And let me just say this right now. Get to your phone lines. Do we have a caller on the line? Caller! You're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? I think they're on the line. We can't. Hold on, caller. We can't hear you right now because our engineer went to move his car.
The struggle is real in LA.
The chicanery merchants up in this motherfucker.
I'm just saying, the tickets is real out here. I mean, I probably have like 10 in my glove box right now. I'm just like,
oh no, they out here at your neck. Well, let me ask you this. If you can't get what you want from yourself, is it possible to get it from someone else?
Sexually, yes. Emotionally, no.
Say more. Go deeper.
So I think I've said this before is I hate the saying you can't love someone else before you love yourself. It's a lie. That's why we have unhealthy, toxic relationships.
Wait, say more. Say it again. You hate the saying.
I hate the saying you can't love someone else unless you love yourself is a lie. That's the reason a lot of people try to overly love other people because you're throwing out to people what you want in return. You're thinking if I overly love on you, you're going to spit it back. That's what causes abusive relationships because you need it so much you give it out freely, hoping that someone will kick it back, and that's why you keep attracting takers. So the truth is the saying should be you shouldn't love someone else until you love yourself because then you'll attract healthy love.
But I have to challenge that. Yeah, it's just what I do.
It's what you do.
Just what I do.
Yeah.
The one who seeks to receive is a taker.
Yes.
So I'm going to sit here with all of these standards and all of these concepts and all of these ideations and all of these expectations that you have to live up to watch this, in order for me to freely give.
Right.
That's a fucking taker. How many women out there are afraid to open all the way up with somebody because you need some level of certainty or guarantee that you're going to get what you give back?
No, it's like all women.
Taker. Can we argue that point?
I mean, I don't think it needs to be argued. Like, that is the definition of where most women stand from because the number one thing they seek is security.
If you're seeking anything outside of yourself, you are a taker.
Yes.
Caller, you're on the Voice of Reason.
Hello, this is Kent from Washington, D.C.
D.C.! Hey, what Kent. Up, Penn?
What's going on?
Shit's crazy tonight, don't you think?
Yes, sir. This is a very, 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 very great conversation that is much needed, yes.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Talk to me about what you heard tonight.
I'm just here the insecurity that people have in themselves that they don't want to learn about, and teaching, in a sense, what I hear is, I just understand that, you know, when we are in relationships as people, we are wanting something from someone else, but in all actuality, we should be able to give ourselves before anybody else can give us that.
Wow.
I think we just have to come to realization that we are the question and the answer.
Wow. I love it, man. Appreciate the call. Thank you for reaching out.
Yes, sir.
Shit. You can't receive what you're not.
That was brilliant. It was right on.
Jeez. We gotta take a quick break. We went an hour and some change straight. Oh, I love it. We're gonna take a quick break. Please, please, please get to your phone lines right now. I love the conversation. The callers, you guys are calling and dropping some science. And I want to hear from the insanely good, insane owners of Addictive Yoni. Call us. I mean, I've had some really crazy chicks with some of the best, juiciest. Just rounced yo dick. Just snapper.
Kegel muscles, girl. Kegel muscles.
I'm just saying, is it the best? Somebody call us and let us know what you think. We'll be back in 2.2, Voice of Reason, Hot Button Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, the Voice of Reason has returned. Oh man, we drug you down to the bottom of the ocean. And we had to bring you back up. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about Yoni rationings. Yoni rations. What is a Yoni ration? The VAG veto. Does your woman's vagina have veto power in your relationship? Does the manipulative powers of a woman's vagina make her the real hidden hand in intimate relationship? The Vaginal Manipulation Show. Can she get you to do what she wants you to do with the fear of taking Yoni, cooter, coochie, younch, out of your diet? A lot of women don't know the power that they have through the vehicle of sex. My question again for women out there: are you secure with yourself? And if you were, would you need to use such sexual contrivances? If you got to play games with your pussy, you're not on sure footing.
True.
Doesn't Missy have a song talking about pussy don't fail me now?
Yes.
She made that record. Can we find that shit? Pussy don't fail me. There are a lot of women out there who feel like,
true,
I can fuck a man into fidelity.
Oh, definitely not.
Is that possible?
Not into fidelity, but I feel like you can fuck him into attention with you. You know.
Oh, say more.
Definitely into attention with you. So my favorite reference is Sunshine. Nickname is Sunshine. If you know Harlem Nights, you know he talk about sunshine. Right. So that will captivate his attention. But again, it's never going to be so good that if he's a person to have a wandering eye, that he's not going to eventually want another flavor just to have another flavor.
But listen, can we go back to the movie Sunshine?
It's so good.
Or to the movie
that reference. Yes.
Harlem Nights.
Yes.
Sunshine as a character, you could tell they wrote her to be sweet than a motherfucker. Okay, Daddy. Okay, Richie. She was sweet. You could tell if that was a real person, it wasn't just a pussy. That was sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
The triple threat.
You see
got
what I'm
the
saying?
Personality. I ease you in, and then boom, she snatches you.
A lot of times, women will take the sweetness, or they'll be like, fuck being sweet. I got that bomb-ass pussy. And if you want this pussy, you gonna do what I ask.
And that works until they taste it once. Those are usually the girls people are willing to let go. Like, yeah, it's bomb, but I had to do all this to get it, and then okay. But you're more likely like a Sunshine, where she's kind of like just sweet and nice about it, and it kind of catches you off guard that she just snatched you up. Those are the ones you're more likely to stick around. Am I mistaken?
Can I be honest? Let me just ask you: are Sunshines rare?
Yes.
Okay, cool. because
rare.
that cuts through the bullshit.
Because more girls are more likely to do that. Like, I know it's bomb because someone gave them feedback like, oh, that's bomb. And now they feel like super empowered by that just one skill they have. They overcompensate. You know, a lot of athletes do that. Like, they don't bother to mess around with the other sports. They're like, I found out I'm good at football. I'm going to do football. Like, okay, that's cool. But it would be cool. What if you were a 3-season athlete and then you really killing the game? Now you really got options. So,
you know
Sunshine is just rare because most people aren't worried about developing the other things they got going on for themselves.
But why is that?
Well, it's easy. I mean, if you really got to snatch Yoni, like, you don't even got to do your Kegel exercise every day. It's just kind of going to be bomb for a while. Keyword for a while, is eventually probably going to loosen up.
Wow.
But yeah, like, they depend on that until that's not all they got anymore.
I blame it on capitalism all the time because a lot of women don't even see the value in pulling greatness out of a man anymore.
Right. I agree.
And nurturing a man and supporting a man. Nowadays, it appears that women just don't have time for that.
Well, they act like they don't have time, but I'm like, what are you doing?
I ain't got time for none of that shit.
Above making myself great, the second thing I have in priority is to have a helpmate who's equally great.
Wow.
So all those women who act like, oh, I ain't got time, I'm like, then you're not looking for a good mate.
I mean, look what they've done to the black woman in America. You got to be on my level, nigga, in order for me to consider you. Wait a minute. Speaking of levels, who maintains the level you're on?
Oh, that's a good question.
And who maintains the level I'm on? Does it matter? You're not even asking these questions and you're educated. That degree didn't say nothing about this question, did it? Nobody ever asked you that question.
No.
Who maintains your level and who maintains mine?
Right.
And why would you create some standards based off of the inequality of plateaus we're on?
Well, that's good, yeah. Standards based on inequalities, that's good.
It's not rhetorical. I'll wait.
No, so, well, for me, I was just, because I was like, for me, I really haven't done that, but I see it a lot. So, again, because, you know, mostly from my faith background, like, I'm always trying to meet you or elevate you. So, again, helpmate, compliment, where you might be lacking, I want to uplift. So you're here, so I'm helping you maintain or be better. And then you're supposed to do the same for me, which is where I lack, you know, so that's what I had been aspiring to. You know, I didn't say I had met that or that it had been maintained or that was the case, but that's the goal. But I do witness that in other people, like you said, who is maintaining the levels that are unequal. And for women, the expectation is always on the man because they, you know, the standard of society is that we are looking to men for security. So of course, if I want to quit my job and go to school, you're supposed to maintain the household so I can finish my degree because you're my security. That's the standard we've built up. And so if you don't do that, you're less. How rude. You're not worthy of me. Wow. You know, and so I feel like, yes, in our society, that's what you see a lot, which is women expecting men to maintain.
But I will also say this too. There are a lot of women who are good women who have fought the fight, fought the good fight.
Yes.
Backed a man, did everything she was supposed to do, is a good person, has a good spirit, and has still been taken advantage of, disrespected, marginalized in the whole nine.
I'm in that club right now. So
okay,
yes.
So let me acknowledge those women. Those are some great women out there. And unfortunately, those relationships were designed to give you something.
Right.
So that you can up level.
Right.
There's no wasted motion in
None.
spirit. So you can't have an experience that you don't partially deserve.
Right.
That Do you understand?
Yes.
So don't take it personal. Oh, we have those callers? Definitely. Caller! I'm sorry, I was making a point, but my bro is in here right now. This is my guy right here, J Love. Yo, hey, caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Welcome to the Voice of Reason. Speak on it.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
This is Brian from North Carolina.
NC in the building. What's the deal, family?
Man, I'm just had to call in and tell you, man, this show is just hitting on all cylinders, man. I mean, I just basically call in to say that I've been in some of the situations where, well, all men have been in situations where women try to use their yoni as the carrot on the stick to, manipulate and get what they want. Mm-hmm. For me, it was like, okay, because I'm such a giving person, I always used to do things for women in spite of what they were trying to do as far as manipulate, because you're like, it's that whole manipulation of if I use the pussy to get what I want, then they're going to have me online. But when I show them that I'm not doing it because they have the yoni, it's like, oh, well, the relationship just falls straight apart. It's like once they know that you're not under that subjugation of that yoni, then it's like, what am I here for?
Let me ask you a question. Has a woman ever bullied you with her yoni? Basically saying you can't have it unless you do A, B, C, D, or E.
Yeah, I mean...
Give me an example, a scenario, a situation. We're listening.
Oh, no. Marriage. Like, if we don't get married, then you can't get the yoni. It's like, okay, it's like I would tell her, I love you anyway. If you want to get married, let's get married. We don't have to have a whole, church with 1,000 people. If you want to do it, let's just go to the justice of the peace. So if you want to do it. But it's like the thing was, that's what she wanted. She didn't want to be married to me. She just wanted to be married in general. She just wanted to have that show. And then once I didn't give her what she was looking for and the way she was looking for, then it's like, shortly after that, the whole relationship fell apart.
She lost her power. Yeah.
She lost her power. Do women try to pull the ripcord to jump out of a relationship when they recognize that their power in the relationship is waning because the pussy wasn't as powerful as it was before she gave it up?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You be trying to leave.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of women do that when they realize like they don't have the power, or be pulling the ripcord. Usually looks like making you so unhappy you break up with her, so you look like the bad person. That's most women's default ripcord is, I'm gonna make this relationship so unpleasant for you, you have to break up with me, because then she wins. She's like, I didn't like you anyways, but also now you look like the bad guy because you broke up with me.
Time to get another fuck boy. Right.
Yeah, that's the default female ripcord.
Wow. Hey, brother, I appreciate the call. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you so much. Voice of Reason is live, man.
No problem. Sorry if I didn't get to my point quick enough, but, that's why I just want to try to touch on.
Oh, no, that was good stuff, man. You were right on time. No tripping at all. We good.
All right.
Later. Man. Caller, you're on the Voice of Reason. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it. Caller. Hello. Yes, you're on the line. Hey, Ron, it sounds like you got us on speakerphone. You're going to have to do it the real way, pimp. Hey, Ron, you got to get off the Obama phone. Nah, you're not. I promise you. You sound like you're in Tallahassee right now. He said, I'm in Dallas, goddammit. I mean, I can barely hear you, so I know the callers are struggling, pimp. You might want to hang up and call us right back. Can you do that? All right, cool. Caller. Do we have another caller? That was it? Okay, he'll call back. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it.
Hey, what up, bro? Hustle from Miami.
Hustle. What's the deal, man?
Hey, man. Hey, you kind of messed up my call a minute ago, man.
How did I do that? What did I do?
Let me explain the situation. So, I'm listening in. And your studio guest, I'm sorry, I ain't get a name because I joined in a little late.
Oh,
Tiffany.
This is Tiffany.
Okay. Nice to meet you. So basically, she said that one of her issues is she's been attracting a lot of takers. Right? And you asked her, what are you doing to magnetize
That's right.
takers? And like what most women do, she flipped it.
She moved away from it. Yes, I know. I
see
saw
that,
it.
right?
Yeah, I saw it.
So you said, because I give so much, but I want to bring it back. Because, I was going to let it slide because she was saying some powerful stuff.
Don't let it slide!
But I got you back, brother. So
thank you.
The thing is, if you giving with the intent of receiving anything, even if you're just giving to see a smile on somebody's face, you're no longer giving selflessly.
Right.
Wow. Relationship brokerage.
All right.
Yes.
So if what you may consider giving is actually a ploy to receive.
Oh, absolutely. In this relationship specifically that I'm speaking towards, we were negotiating monogamy, to be completely honest. So I'll put it out here. Negotiating monogamy, which was my husband was actually my side dude for a very long period of time. And so we were us marrying each other was nonsensical in the first place.
So you married Doctor's Cotton.
Man. So what I gave was like the whole relationship was based on me proving that I was monogamous, overlooking that he wasn't really returning the same thing, right? So I was giving, trying to prove my point. Like, I did it. Yeah, I'm doing it. I did one penis. I can do it. I did it. All the while, I realized, like, oh, wait, you're not doing the same thing. Wait a minute. I've been bamboozled. So you're right. Like, I was brokering.
But by whom?
Bamboozled
by
mostly
whom?
by myself. Yeah. I was trying to, like I said, when you're trying to give out what you want to receive, you're probably not going to get it. Like, if you're throwing out so much love just because you're hoping it's going to throw back, it doesn't always work like that. Because you attract takers. So he took advantage of the fact that I really was going out of my way to prove that I was monogamous. You know what I mean? So much so it distracted me from allowing him to continue to do the non-monogamous behaviors that were very blatant, I'll admit, like nonsensically blatant behaviors.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me leave a little message for the fellas. when you're talking to a woman, there's always another layer that's yet to be revealed. You have to, get them to that place because that's where you really find out the truth. It's not that women lie. It's just that they want to feel comfortable with whatever it is that they get.
Man, hustle. Let me tell you why that's so valuable.
Yes.
I get dragged for not attacking women when they say little shit. So you let that shit slide. Yes, because I want them to say more.
Right.
I want them comfortable. You should have checked her for that shit. You checking bitches is why you at the house on the internet writing up motherfucking Twitters and tweets and shit. Leaving comments on YouTube. Stop checking them. Do you understand? If you just get out the way, let them vibe, let them flow, they're going to tell you all you need to know. But if they sense they're being criticized, critiqued, labeled, compartmentalized, checked, if they sense any of that book, judged, I'm not talking to you, nigga.
Right.
And you ain't getting no pussy.
Amen.
I want them to talk to me and give me the pussy. I'm going to listen.
Yeah, man. The ocean can't flow inside of a bucket, you feel me?
Yeah.
Right.
Hustle out here telling the truth, my nigga. Appreciate you, bro.
No doubt.
Let me just say what Hustle said in a quote. Love is not a boomerang. You better stop throwing shit out there thinking it's going to come back.
Amen.
I'm going to tell you, the only thing that's going to come back is your lesson.
Yes.
I know it hurts, but fuck your feelings. Caller, who we got on the line right now? You're in the voice of reason. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it. Caller? Oh, it's D Nice again. It's AA Ron.
Hey, Ron. Yeah, I'm back, man. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay, go ahead, brother. Speak on it.
Yeah, man. So, what? I got a question for the story. What man really admits that he was magnified by the Yoni? Like, will they really admit that, or will they say, nah, that wasn't me. I was playing her. I never got it. That wasn't me. I don't think many dudes can admit that.
And ain't no dude gonna admit it outside of his fucking, outside of his crew. He might admit it to small members of the crew, because those are the dudes he go talk to after the shit go bad. So he might admit it to the small dude, but dudes at large, he not gonna be like, yeah, I got played, yeah, it was a tough time in my life. He not gonna be talking to everybody.
No.
Man, look, as I got older, I realized I've been through this. Like, I've been through that. And the stuff, when I look back on it, what I did, man, it's like, you was really whipped. Like, some of the shit I did, man, so if I went through the whole story, you'd be like, man, you fuck. Like for real. It's wild. But, hey, it's all over the next experience, man.
That's what it is, bro. Hey, let me just say this. I appreciate you calling. Call in Friday too, bro. I appreciate everybody who called in today. Thank you so much for your call. Hey, Ron in the building.
That'd be cool, man.
Yo, man. Let me just say, Hustle, he called in. I tweeted him. I said, man, you got to call in.
Yes.
I'm glad he called your ass to the floor.
He did.
Girls, like, they get on here.
But like you said, like, I'm comfortable to tell you the truth. I'm a transparent person, so I'm going to tell you the truth. But it's the context in which the truth is told, which is important.
I know.
It's key.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just hard to just really let it ride.
Also, he's like one of your biggest fans. He's definitely listening.
He's not
right
a
now.
fan. He family.
So.
Let me just say, because let me tell you, let me give you another reason why I let shit go. Because I know, and I try to tell people this all the time, this is why the girls on the show they hang in there for as long as they can. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this shit is deep. Mm-hmm. It comes across as funny. Sometimes it may even come across as belligerent or disrespectful or whatever. But there's an undercurrent of insight and spirituality on this show.
Right.
And you sitting here listening to some hard-hitting ass questions. Modi, let me give you another Modi jewel. Modi was telling me about this, it was a young lady, this Belizean chick I was dating many years ago. But she was real inconsistent. Cancer. Show up for a little while, disappear for a little while. Call me, hang out, vibe, all in the energy, helping her through shit, disappear for a little while. He said, nigga, these bitches can only visit you. It's too high. You don't drink, you don't smoke. You're on this different vibrational level. They can only visit. So they come get a charge and then go back to the shit they've been doing.
What they're used to, what they're
smoking weed, hanging out, drinking. You don't do none of that. But when they come to you and vibe with you is because they need that for that moment. You get them all self-reflective. They looking at themselves. Right. And for a minute, the shit is refreshing. But if you got to deal with you all the time, it's like, oh, fuck him. Let me go get some street dick, and just come back to the Swisher Sweets lane. I'm not in that lane. So he was like, yeah, man, that's just what it is. He said, but the reason why they keep coming back, he said, just like a bell, you can't unring it. So once you up-level them to a certain level, they visited there. They gotta come. Fuck it. Oh, shit. The last place I found this shit was over there. And then they yo-yo themselves back into the situation. But it happens all the time. It's been happening that way for a long time. So I'm just saying, we got to get our sister back into our power. Because let me tell you something about sisters, and that's maybe Friday. How to date a spiritual woman. And I'm not talking about patchouli oil. Can I explain something about spirit real quick? Spirit is not the accoutrement. It is not the trapping. I know a nigga ain't spiritual when I see him practicing. I'm practicing Islam now. I'm practicing this now. I'm a practicing Buddha. You looking for something. You not spiritual. You're on the path. Spiritual people don't do shit to show that they're spiritual. Lot like wealthy people.
Right.
They don't do shit to show that they wealthy.
Most expensive name brands don't have tags.
The motherfuckers ain't running around wearing their own shit. They just do.
Yeah.
I'll get these Walmart jeans cracking. Spirit people are not out. They you know what, these Rudraksha beads, I need this.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I read in a book that Buddha wore them. I need some. They're not doing that. No. Spirit people just emanate while seekers imitate.
Yes.
They're practicing. We're going to do the spirit show. How to date a spiritual person. That ain't no hotep.
No.
That's not, quote unquote, whatever the consciousness is. That's not that. It's some other shit. And when you see these people, they're not trying nothing.
Right.
They're not doing nothing. They're just beings. They're actual beings. Some other shit right now, okay? Woo, this show is heavy. Tiffany, where can they find you? We're not done, but...
No. Oh, I love to interact with people. And yeah, if you slip in the DM, I'm going to respond. So I shouldn't let you know that, but I will.
You respond to
I respond
DMs?
to everybody. I'm not saying I'm going to respond the way you want, so please do not send me a dick pic because you will be immediately blocked.
I was about to... Okay, cool. So,
But slide in any other way than a dick pic.
All right,
I'll
cool.
respond. At Shot Talk TV, SHAWTALK TV. I already said penises are hideous. Send me something else, like your abs. I don't know.
You're not going to see no ads. Jesus.
Or your maturity.
I could just,
Your skinny fatness.
I just have, spirit dick.
So yeah, Shot Talk TV. Pretty much everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, all of that good stuff.
Man. So if you could give young sisters advice about their inherent power, their sexual power, their spiritual power, their mental power, emotional power, how would you get them on the path to cultivating it from an internal space? That was a great question.
Yeah, the best way to captivate your sexual power.
Your friend is asleep. Look at him.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not about it, so it's okay. The way to captivate your sexual power really is your personal power. So that's knowing like your strengths, your weaknesses, what you will and won't do. So like I, am a sex addict in recovery, but I'm very open sexually about what I do and don't do. People just might assume that's like a mislabel, like, oh, that just means you're down for whatever. Like, no, I'm gonna tell you right now where things don't go, what things I play with and what things I don't play with, because I'm comfortable in my sexuality, and that gives me power. Like, that doesn't make me just a toy or a thing you play with. Like that, I'm a human, I have value. So the one thing you can do within your own rights or morals, whatever that looks like for you, is to really just figure out what your boundaries, what your standards, what your likes and dislikes are. So, and that was the other thing in the toolbox about men, getting to know men, is you need to learn what they actually like, not what society said they like. There's so many men I've been with that are like, they hate lingerie, it's stupid, it's a waste of time. I'd rather just wear booty shorts and a tank top. Like, to actually learn what their fantasies and likes and dislikes are and represent those as much as possible, not just always like do what he wants. But
I'm a voyeur inside my relationships.
Yeah, like to learn what they like.
I like looking through that crack of the door when she in there brushing her teeth and she got on them little drawers. I be right in that crack, like,
hey girl, what you doing? Where you going?
Right in that crack, that side eye, like.
You're a mess, a great mess.
No,
but that's beautiful. Like,
the
but
woman's
not every
body
man is
some
doing that.
special shit for me.
Beautiful.
That shit is ridiculous.
Especially
man.
me, like they call it an S curve. So I used to model bed mattresses actually because I have an exaggerated S curve, that crook in your back, that before your booty. Like, so that's the
I know a nigga better
part.
stop promoting over here.
I'm
that's
just
what
saying,
I know.
like, women's bodies is beautiful. They're beautiful.
The nigga will get hella unprofessional up in this. What the fuck is going on, Jess?
He's like, you said S curve. What's that
what?
about? Yeah, so Women's bodies are beautiful. But yeah, get to know what your boundaries are, what you like and dislike, and then learn the same about your partner.
And give them a couple of tips on how to overcome some of their personal challenges, like character flaws. This is a great time for you to redeem yourself, by the way.
Character flaws.
Yes. Yeah. This is a great chance. Right here.
Character flaws. I'm OCD about making the bed, y'all, okay? So I will make the bed while you're in it if I get up before you and you're still sleeping.
Okay, we're talking about the bed right now.
I'm just saying.
I'm talking about them dark traits that prevent you from getting what you want because you refuse to face them down. I'm talking about those. Those dark lights I mentioned earlier, the infrared lights.
Oh, yeah, we talked about those.
Yeah, great time for you to redeem yourself. Give them
I'm
some
trying to
insight.
think about it. Insight. Well, my insight, again, I'm a 3-time survivor, right? So I'm a 3-time sexual abuse survivor, and that comes with a layer of different baggages, right? So I'm hypervigilant. You know, weird things trigger me to be like, ooh, don't do that. Like, I really don't like having sex with men who have alcohol in their breath. That is just a weird trigger for me.
Right.
So I have to own that and be like, I can't be so hypervigilant. Like, I might want to mess with a dude who just came from the club or who might have just had a drink or whatever. So you have to acknowledge those weaknesses and be, like I said, self-reflection. Okay, just because a guy drank a drink doesn't mean he's trying to rape you. So calm your ass down. You know, so that's what you have to be self-reflective of what your weaknesses are. Like, I'm a survivor. Not everybody's trying to rape you, homie. Like, chill. So,
wow.
Calm it down.
Wow, this is beautiful, man. I'm going to say this because I have a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She's 17. She's my teacher. As she's grown, I've grown. Like, she'll be 18 this year. This shit is crazy.
She's out here.
So as she's developed, she has developed me. She is my guru. And some of the shit that I've done to women, I just look at it and I be like, wow. If a nigga ever.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Did that to your daughter.
Right. So some of the wise words that I gave her was, never date a nigga's talent. Know the difference between character and characteristics. This is why women get played, because you guys all say behavior speaks louder than words. Well, characteristics are behaviors. Look at his characteristics. Look how he behaved. And you get pimped. That's how we talk to you, is through behavior.
Right.
We don't talk to you through words because you'll find out that we some bullshitters.
Right.
If we like sat down and really spoke real game, you'd be like, okay, I'm not fucking with you. And for the average dude in the middle of the bell curve, he does not want to lose the opportunity to fuck you.
Right.
So he's going to say and behave in alignment with your beliefs.
Right.
So I always tell her, never date a nigga's talent, because just because a nigga is talented doesn't mean
he gonna be anything.
He's a good partner. He's a good person. He's good in interpersonal relationships or even intrapersonal relationships inside of him. And I have to be honest, I'm selfish because I'm trying to protect her as a means of protecting me.
Right.
Because I'll go to jail.
Right.
Okay, cool. But do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
And that's a fear that I have to resolve, because it's like I'm trying to protect her from my wounding, from the shit that I've done. Just from me, shit that, and I know her karma isn't tied to mine.
Thankfully, yes.
Yes.
True.
So part of that, I have to work it out.
Right.
And what's so dope about her, she be calling me on my shit. Be like, listen to this bitch. Excuse me?
Right.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
And why she gotta be a bitch?
She's like, and she'll go first. Why she gotta be a bitch? I see, how she acting on this motherfucking show? Y'all be watching this book, but she's a bitch. Okay, you're right. My bad. I'm sorry. And I don't mean it. I don't mean like you're a bitch. I don't mean it
derogatory. That's your word.
But that's just how we talk, and it's like, but she'd be like, no, we can't talk like that.
Right. Probably one of the few females in your life able to do that.
Listen.
She holds a new power.
Can I just say, like, out of all the women I've ever encountered in my life, outside of my mom, she's the only one that's loved me unconditionally.
Well, yeah, the human isn't really capable of loving unconditionally. So your daughter and your mom are as close as you're going to get.
So her whole thing is, Dad, we on some great shit, and I'm not going to let you falter.
Right.
You know? And she be sitting down watching Fix My Life and be like, Dad, this is some shit that you be talking about. Come sit down and watch this.
Right.
And peep and understand. Yes, I've heard you say that, but...
practice it.
There's another wrinkle. Be like, look at you. So let me just say, man, like, empowering young women.
Yes.
Your spirit is bigger than your pussy.
Absolutely.
Your pussy is a tool that can bring shit into existence.
Yes.
And not just babies.
No, not just babies. All sorts of things.
Legacies, dynasties, ideas, concepts, blueprints. Your pussy is powerful. Your spirit is more powerful. Your soul is more powerful. It's just a tool.
Right.
So I'm telling my daughter this. My daughter's a cold motherfucker. She be looking at me like, oh, he's dumb. Wow. Yes. Ooh, that's going to limit your field.
Yes, a lot.
Just being smart is just going to make a lot of niggas. A lot of niggas ain't going to be in the loop just because you smart.
Right.
A lot of niggas going to talk to you because you beautiful. They're going to be like, hey. As soon as you ask them a few questions, they're going to be like, no.
Right.
There's no power there. I can't control her. So I'm just like, please. Right now, she's like big on Chris Brown. And I know why.
Yeah.
Chris Brown is like a young Zoe. Just light-skinned, handsome, reckless. Fuck it then, that nigga. Oh, man. Me at 20, 25, 27.
I mean, he openly admitted that if he loved you, he's going to stalk you. You're his forever. Like,
what's up with that pussy?
That's what he said.
No, I wasn't like that. I was very laid back with it. But, yo.
He wasn't stalking nobody?
I wasn't stalking.
Oh, that's so good.
No. I've been accused of stalking.
Okay.
I'm not even going to lie. I've been accused of it, but it wasn't true. And it really broke my heart.
Oh.
Who accused me of stalking. That's another show.
We'll go.
But I'm telling you, it destroyed me. I was like, really? You think that, what? Okay, cool. I got a problem. Oh, I was heated. But it's over.
But it's over. Okay.
It's over. This shit was fantastic.
Yes.
Hey, get to my GoFundMe page. Don't bullshit your brother. GoFundMe.com/ZoWilliams. These shows are getting increasingly richer, deeper, more layered. It's a lot of shit in here, and I appreciate it. Thank you all for participating, all the callers, all the Twitter people, all the Facebook people. We appreciate it. We'll be back Wednesday with another barn burner. Appreciate you all. The Voice of Reason, we out. Deuces!